Good evening, this is Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. The politics of abuse has gone into high gear in Karnataka. First, it was Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge calling the Prime Minister a poisonous snake. Not to be left behind, today BJP MLA and former Minister Basanagowda Patil Yatnal has called Sonia Gandhi a Vish Kanya or a poisonous woman. Why should campaigns have to descend to such personal and frankly derogatory levels to capture the imagination of the electorate? Shouldn't the election, any election, not just in Karnataka, but any election be fought on issues that matter to the people? Will this personal attack, make a difference in battleground Karnataka? We'll get to that and more in just a moment. But first, the story of how the Karnataka campaign from all sides seems to have descended to a new low.
ನೀವಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ವಿಷಯ ಆದ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಿ नेक्रू सत्ता
एक कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष खड़गे जी उनको कहते हैं कि विसेला सांप जैसे.
Less than 2 weeks to go for the high-stakes battle for Karnataka, and the poll rhetoric is only getting shriller. It all started with Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge referring to Prime Minister Modi as a snake.
ನೀವಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ವಿಷಯ ಆದ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಿ ನೆಕ್ರು ಸತ್ತ.
Kharge later expressed regret, but the damage was already done. The BJP had found their ammo. Home Minister Amit Shah said such remarks will only increase support for Prime Minister Modi.
अरे कांग्रेस वालों, आपकी मती मारी गई है. मोदी जी को जितना भी गाली बोलोगे, कमल इतना ही अच्छे से खिलकर बाहर आने वाला है.
The BJP filed a complaint against Kharge, even urging the Election Commission to file a criminal case against him.
वो कांग्रेस की उस गहरी घृणा की राजनीति का हिस्सा है जिसमें कांग्रेस एक लोकप्रिय नेतृत्व के प्रति अपना व्यक्तिगत वैमनस्य रखती है.
Then it was the turn of a BJP MLA to target former Congress President Sonia Gandhi, calling her a Vish Kanya and an agent of China and Pakistan.
ಸೋನಿಯಾ ಗಾಂಧಿ ವಿಷಕನ್ಯೆ ನಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಶ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡೋಣಂತ ಚೀನಾ ಮತ್ತು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದ ಏಜೆಂಟರಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸೋನಿಯಾ ಗಾಂಧಿ.
Congress latched on, demanding an apology from the Prime Minister himself.
This is not insult to Srimati Sonia Gandhi. It is an insult to the womanhood who sacrificed the Prime Minister's chair, who lost her husband for the sake of this country's integrity.
मोदी को देखकर वोट दो.
While Gaali politics has taken centre stage and issues of development are on the back burner, will Karnataka's voters be as convinced?
All right, let's open this up to our panelists who are joining us here in our studios. Shehzad P, BJP National Spokesperson. Salman Soz, spokesperson of the Congress, joining us. Pratap Kanagal is JDS spokesperson. Will also be joined by Nalin Mehta, Group Consulting Editor with Network 18. Shehzad, let me start with you first. Yesterday it was Mr. Kharge calling the Prime Minister a poisonous snake. Today one of your leaders calling Sonia Gandhi a Vish Kanya. Do political parties have to resort to this kind of, personal, derogatory, almost, as somebody in the newsroom said, gutter-level politics to capture the imagination of an electorate? Why? And it's coming from all sides.
Look, first of all, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, I think, spoke to Pallavi Ghosh and he clarified from the end of the party that we do not stand with this kind of comment. It is against our culture. We have even sought an explanation. But having said that, look at the converse or the reverse. The situation in the Congress is that every time the Congress sees that it is losing an election, Congress boklai, Gaali par utarai. You see the trend or the pattern. Before Gujarat elections, the same Mr. Kharge said Ravan. They said Aukat dikha denge. They abused the caste of the Prime Minister. Rahul Gandhi's abused the OBC caste of the Prime Minister. Priyanka Vadra said Neech. They have gone to the extent of saying Maut marega, kabra khudegi. These are the statements they have made, and all the Congress spokespersons come out and defend the statements of these leaders. On the other hand, we are talking about what? Today I am only talking about what we have done for Karnataka. Whether there were 2 airports in 2014, today there are 7 airports. When you talk about 7 lakh Awas that has been built, 32 lakh Ujjwala Yojana cylinders that have been given, 32 lakh people have benefited from other schemes. You have 48 lakh toilets that have been given, 1 crore people have got about drinking water connections. The Congress invested only 94,000 crore rupees in 5 years. We've given 2,26,000 crores.
I get that.
So we are
you're
speaking the language of development.
You're rattling off your achievements. But
last 5 seconds. Just last 5 seconds.
Let me
Zaka,
ask you.
just 5 seconds.
One second. Let me ask you. I gave you the example of Mr. Yatnal, and you're saying it's not the party position. You've pulled him up, so on and so forth. But your party has also seen other, derogatory comments being made about Jersey cow and 50 crore ki girlfriend and all of that. Nobody got pulled up for that. So it's like, this is par for course now. In political discourse,
Zaka,
this is how you capture people's imagination.
See, when we are talking about such kinds of statements and allegations, we must be very specific. Whichever statement they want to pick up, has Mr. Modi or any of the persons taken any name of any person? I will give you one example.
Okay.
You are talking about Jersey cow. Please quote that entire statement, and if there is any name of any leader, then I can understand you feel perturbed. If there was a name of a leader, they could have taken it up with the specific agencies or institutions also.
50 crore ki girlfriend?
Please tell me who was named in that.
I think the
No,
reference
you please
is to
quote the
Shashi
statement.
Tharoor, is it
Please
not?
quote the full statement.
the
Quote it in
reference is to-
entirety.
the
Quote
reference
it in
is- the reference is to Shashi Tharoor,
I
isn't
think it is very demeaning on the part of the Congress to link somebody's family with that kind of statement. I think it is in the Congress's mind if they link. But having said that, one last statement. Today, Congress is so desperate that sometimes they want alliance with SDPI. There was MB Patil who said that, G. Parmeshwar who said that. They have sent Imran Pratapgarhi who was singing praises and peans to Atiq Ahmed. You have now reduced, the Congress is now reduced to abusing the Prime Minister, and they have done this before every election. It is not a sahyog, it is a vote bank ka prayog.
So Salman Soz, Shehzad has a point in as much as every time any congressman or woman has come out and abused the Prime Minister personally, आपको उल्टा पड़ा है, whether it was Manishankar Iyer saying chai wala, नीच किस्म की आदमी, and it's one thing for an MLA or a leader or a former MP to say, Mr. Kharge is your party president. For your party president to come out and say that the Prime Minister is a poisonous snake, come on, that's unacceptable.
Well, Zaka, first of all, Kharge ji, our president, has already clarified what he was referring to, and he has also said that he in case somebody got offended, he's expressed regret. But let me just say this, that we are not going to take lectures from those who have insulted the family of 2 prime ministers who have been martyred for this country. No lectures from them. They will never talk about the prime minister who's used very vile language. And, Shehzad can say that, oh, he's not named anybody, but the whole country knows what the Prime Minister was talking about. Maybe the blind followers of Prime Minister Modi do not know what he's talking about. Maybe that's why they're blind. But the reason all of this is happening, Zaka, is that the BJP is facing an awesome rout in the Karnataka election. So they're latching on to anything that they can get their hands on, because they have nothing to talk about. In fact, when my young friend Shehzad was reeling off some of these numbers, I thought he was going to next say that we gave record-breaking 40% corruption to the people of Karnataka, the kind of corruption that we have not seen in independent India. So this is the most corrupt government.
So, Salman, may I? You're saying that they're latching on to... One second. You're saying they're latching on to any straws because they're losing this election. It's not like the BJP... it's not like the BJP came and forced Mr. Kharge to say what he said. And again, I keep coming back to this. Mr. Kharge is your party president, not a small MLA or an MP.
Yes. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you what Mr. Kharge was referring to. Kharge ji was referring to the poisonous ideology of the BJP, which forces them to come up with things which the Prime Minister himself told us about a BJP MP who basically abused Mahatma Gandhi and said that I'm not going to talk to this person again. That is the kind of divisive, poisonous ideology of the BJP that Mr. Kharge was referring to.
Okay.
The same ideology where BJP members are routinely saying that Christians and Muslims should not be part of India. That means Shehzad and I should not be part of India.
Okay, one second. Let Shehzad respond. One second. Does this clarification...
I feel bad for Shehzad that he has to defend such vile characters.
No, you made a clarification.
Such a vile party.
Salman, you made a clarification about what Mr. Kharge said was not directly or personally referring to the Prime Minister. It was about the ideology of his party. Shehzad.
Zaka, even though I have the misfortune of not knowing a great language like Kannada, you can hear very clearly that Mr. Kharge has used the word Modi. There is no term of BJP in that, and you know better the language, and you can translate it and tell us whether he spoke about BJP in that entire context. And if it was about BJP's ideology, why did he come out and clarify? So this justification by Salman Soz, this is what I'm saying the difference. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, no if, no but, tells Pallavi Ghosh, this is not our culture. Salman Soz, idhar se ya udhar se, is trying to justify the comment, and what all he has to justify.
Mr. Kharge himself has apologized.
No.
He has said that
it is
it's being misconstrued.
It is a half-hearted, insincere apology, and I'll tell you why. Here, just 1 second.
गौतम दास सॉरी दामोदर दास मोदी को क्या प्रॉब्लम है गौतम दास है दामोदर दास
Okay. No, this is Mr. Khera's.
There are 7 statements.
अब तो ये कहना चाहेंगे कि आपकी पूजनीय माता जी की उम्र के करीब नीचे गिरना शुरू हो गया.
There are 7 such statements like this I can show. So the point I'm trying to make is that Gandhi के ये सोच है शब्द खड़गे के भले ही हो. These may be the words of Kharge, but this is the सोच of Gandhi because Gandhi Parivar has told them that the more you abuse PM on his jati, on his caste, on his parivar, on his background, the more you will be rewarded.
Okay.
And therefore, and last point, that look, if we are latching on to something, why did Kharge ji say it? Is Kharge ji part of the BJP? And as far as 40% commission is concerned, let me solve this issue also for Salman. You have not filed even one case on this so-called 40% allegation, which has been rejected even by the courts. But 85% commission takes place is what Rajiv Gandhi said when he said, when I send 1 rupee, there is a panja that takes away 85 paise. So you are a 85% government.
Okay. No, let me ask Pratap Kanagal of the JDS. Nalin Mehta is also standing by. Pratap Kanagal, has this issue now been, latched onto by whether it is BJP latching onto what Mr. Kharge said or Congress latching onto what Vasnagowda Patil Yatnal said? Are these issues that matter to the people of Karnataka? Ultimately, we should fight on have the lives of people improved in the last 5 years? Are they getting better roads, better infrastructure, hospitals, schools, education, etc.? Or should it be about who called Sonia Gandhi what, who called Narendra Modi what?
Jagat, trust me, these are BJP and both Congress are trying to blame, first of all, blame each other and also trying to take advantage of, that emotions and emotions of Prime Minister Modi as well as Sonia Gandhi. But for the people of Karnataka, what matters is whatever happened, whatever communal tensions or lack of development works in the last 5 years, and a lot of issues are there in Karnataka. So that we have to. People are worried about that. People are more mature and people are thinking, want to know what they are going to get in the future. What is their future is.
Okay.
Not somebody's someone is abusing somebody that really don't bother the people. They're really not interested at all.
Today, Amit Shah, Nalin Mehta, he while campaigning said that this is a reflection of the Congress losing its mental balance. Tomorrow, the Prime Minister is campaigning, both tomorrow and day after, and obviously he's going to turn around and use this attack to his advantage, as he has from in the past, whether it was Motka Saudagar, whether it was this Chaiwala, Neech, etc., etc. There is one school of thought from the Congress which suggests that Karnataka is not Gujarat. What works in Gujarat will not work in Karnataka, and this is a non-issue.
So I think while Karnataka is not Gujarat, at the same time, the BJP is certainly banking on a Modi bump, as it were. The Prime Minister's roadshow for the next 2 days. The BJP is facing an uphill battle in Karnataka, there's no question about that. But it's hoping that the Prime Minister's connect with Karnataka voters will give it some kind of momentum because the Prime Minister's popularity remains high. Now, whether that will translate into votes in a state election as opposed to a Lok Sabha election is what we will see in the result. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not sure while how much of a game changer this is. The fact is, this is a bit of a gimme by the Congress, simply because every time you attack Modi personally or are seen to be attacking Modi personally, it kind of boomerangs. So while Mr. Kharge has clarified his comments, the fact that Amit Shah has talked about it publicly today. The BJP before that, the PM is coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why in most in BJP campaign videos, they actually make a big deal about all the abuses or comments on the Prime Minister. And then, for example, in that Chalta Chala Re video, there was a whole bunch of things from Chaiwala to so on, with the BJP put up very gleefully. So I think that basically comes from a political perception that Mr. Modi's personal popularity remains high, irrespective of whether you agree or disagree with him, with voters. And when you attack him personally, the BJP believes it's going to boomerang, and that's why the BJP is going to tom this a fair bit.
No. So what I want to get at is, to the average voter, does this issue matter, or is voting considerations entirely different? And therefore, our political party is missing a trick or two, because this keeps them in the headlines, all right, but does it really matter to the voter?
So I think with certain groups of voters, it does matter. And by the way, I don't think voters like tutu meme from either side, a large number of voters, but for the converted, for certain groups of voters, this does matter. It allows you to build momentum in a campaign. But when it comes down to it, when it's really down to it, it's about Bijli Sadak Pani.
Okay.
And it is about what matters to them on their livelihoods.
Okay, livelihoods, Bijli Sadak Pani. But let me come back to Salman Soz. You know, and we have seen this in different states. It's not just, Gujarat, or it's not just in, North Indian states. We have seen it in different states where whenever a personal attack is made on Mr. Modi, obviously they turn it around. Khoon ki dalali was the famous one that Rahul Gandhi had made immediately after the Uri attacks. And then the elections that followed, which, by the way, I think were Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh at that time, or I'm not sure when it was, but it was North Indian states. Again, it turned around and the BJP won. So the point that the BJP is making is, why are Congress men and women resorting to personal attacks? And if you're saying that they're clutching at straws, and I keep coming back to this point, it's not like the BJP came and forced Mr. Kharge to say what he said. Not just what he said yesterday, but also what he said about Modi being Ravan with 10 heads before the Gujarat campaign.
So, Zaka, I think I must say that the media generally provides huge assist to Mr. Modi and makes him bigger than he really is.
Okay.
Now, the reality is this, Zaka.
Salman, you make
Please
it out to
understand.
be like the media told Mr. Kharge to say what he said.
Zaka, let me
Go on.
Let me finish. Today, see the difference. Today, one major leader, Mr. Yatnal of the BJP, calls Mrs. Sonia Gandhi a Vishkanya, right? He calls her an agent of Pakistan and China. As far as we're concerned, the Prime Minister should basically take firm action against Mr. Yatnal, but he will not. The real agents of Pakistan and China are those who divide this country along religious lines. The real agents of China are those who keep mum in the face of Chinese aggression. Those are the real agents. Those are the real traitors. And who are they? We all know. Now, all I can say is that no matter what happens, Mr. Modi, the BJP, Amit Shah ji, anybody, they're not going to change the fortunes of this election. Why? Because the people of Karnataka are fed up. When Mr. Modi goes to Karnataka, he can campaign there for 7 days and be derelict and will not work as a prime minister, but will work as a campaigner. He will be seen standing next to all those corrupt people. And he's corrupt in the sense that he's complicit in this corruption. And that is what Satyapal Malik said about him. He said, Mr. Modi does not worry about corruption. And by the way, Zaka, may I say one more thing
Quickly,
before you hand it over to the others? Mr. Sat, how many primetime debates has CNN had on Mr. Satyapal Malik's allegations, or the rest of the mainstream media? But when it comes to a little bit of Mr. Modi got hurt during the jousting of campaigns, let's have a debate about that. How many have you had on Mr. Satyapal Malik's?
We have covered. No, one second. Salman, one second. Since you asked me a question, since you asked me a question, please allow me to answer. The Satyapal Malik story we have covered here on CNN News 18, including today his round of questioning by the CBI. So I am happy to send across I'm happy to send across those clips to you.
Prime time debates.
One second. One second. As far as prime time debates are concerned, there are 4 shows or 5 shows. Those shows, depending on whatever the topics of the day are. One second. Depending on whatever the topics of the day are, the call is taken as to what the debates are. Today's biggest talking point is this politics of Gaali, right?
I don't think we need to get drawn into
in any case, the point I'm making is, frankly, I don't think Satyapal Malik has any resonance in Karnataka. All right, so let's be very, very clear about it. You have an election there in 10 days' time. If you believe whatever claims or allegations have been made by a former politician, a former governor, is actually going to swing the needle for you in Karnataka, then good luck to you. I'm not going to begrudge that. But I want to ask Shehzad Poonawalla, 1 second. The question that you asked, Salman, let me ask him the question that you asked.
I think the debate should not be
One second. The question that you asked, which I'm going to ask Shehzad Poonawalla, the one thing that the Congress has been repeatedly going on and on about as far as your state government in Karnataka is this 40% commission sarkar.
Right.
Now, why should the people of Karnataka not... I mean, there was a person who committed suicide after writing a letter saying 40% commission sarkar.
Now, let me please address starting with this, and then let me make a couple of more points. And Zaka, I can do it without interruption. I can also ignore his interruption, but I'd prefer it without.
No, it was not him. Go on. Yeah.
So now let me come to the point. This allegation was made by somebody. Subsequently, those bunch of contractors who made it also faced a case in which they have been actually the accused of something that is not appropriate as per the law. And I'm saying that if the Congress had any shred of evidence on this 40%, instead of taking those people who were in the BJP, who allegedly were doing this 40% commission, who are now being welcomed in a red carpet by the Congress, they should have gone and filed at least one criminal complaint in a court of law. Having said that, if they rely on some contractors who are tainted making that allegation, then Rajiv Gandhi has said 85% commission wali sarkar thi meri. I used to send 1 rupee, and Salman Soz and his colleagues ate up 85% of it. Now,
one second, Salman, 1 second. Let me Salman, 1 second. He didn't interrupt.
I can interrupt and also I can ignore his interruption also.
Let's do one by one. But Shehzad, again, you're
missing Zaka, this is not fair. Let me complete without breaking my flow.
You're missing the point. The guy who made the allegation of 40% sarkar first was the head of the Contractors Association. He wrote that letter and then committed suicide.
Now, Zaka, if this is such a pertinent, relevant issue for them, forget not taking up the legal matter. Why is it today that they are reduced to calling the Prime Minister poisonous snake? Why are they reduced to MB Patil saying, SDPI, please come and do an alliance with us? And why is it that somebody like Sachin Pilot does not find space who could articulate these issues better because he articulates them against Rajasthan government? But you have Imran Pratapgarhi who's singing peens to Atiq Ahmed in your star campaigner list. And why is it that the Congress party today is down to abusing the Lingayat community, saying that the Lingayat CM, particularly targeting his community and saying the Lingayat CM is corrupt? So this shows that the Congress party has not been able to strike any resonance. Because, Zaka, in this entire show, I am the only person saying that we built 5,000 kilometers of roads, 1,700 kilometers of state highways, doubled the number of national highways, new industrial estates are being created, highest FDI has been received by Karnataka. We gave 2,26,000 crores from the Center for Karnataka. We have also given STRR, we are giving suburban rail projects, 7 kilometers of metro was built by them. We built 56 kilometers. I challenge Salman Soz to give me 5 indices of what we have done between 2018 to 2023 and what they have done between 2013 to 2018, they can't give me 5 indices. Chalo, you tell me about the 5 things you've done for Kisan.
Okay.
You tell me about the 5 things we've given 12,000 crores. You tell me one thing you've done.
Let him say the 5 things they've done for Karnataka when they were in power.
The current regime that exists in Karnataka, if Shehzad has rattled off a lot of data points, I'm glad he does his research. That's wonderful to see in a young man. Now, why are they getting routed? Why? Why is it that they are going to be reduced possibly below 60 seats, maybe even 50 seats in Karnataka? Now, when he talks about indices, let me share with you something that he may not know, but he should research it. When you talk about, say, FDI, I'll give you an example. And Shehzad can look it up. Zaka, you can look it up.
5 indices for what they've done for Karnataka. 5 things.
Mr. Modi will say that India is receiving the highest FDI ever, right, during his time. And he'll give you billions of dollars a figure. I challenge Mr. Modi and Shehzad. FDI as a share of GDP was the highest.
Can you tell us 5 things you've done for Karnataka? Just 5. Salman, 2013 to 18.
Giving you
5 things. I'll tell you 5 more we've done. We gave 7 lakh houses, 48 lakh toilets, 32 lakh Ujjwala Yojanas, 32 lakh Aadhaar cards, 12,000 to Kisan.
No, one second. Gentlemen, this can't go on like this. One second, Shehzad, one second. Shehzad, one second. Salman, do you have an answer to the question that was asked to you? Which is, can you name 5 things that the Congress government did between 2013 and 18, rivaling whatever statistics he just rattled out? Yeah.
Zaka, this is an election about 2023.
Yes.
This is an election about the performance of the Karnataka government under BJP, the most corrupt government in independent India. That is the election. This is not an election about the Congress party's performance in 2023.
No.
So they have to
for
respond.
the people of Karnataka. No, of course they have to respond. No, Salman. Salman, it's simple. It's simple. One second. No, one second. Salman. One second. This is for the people of Karnataka. It's a straight up comparison. This is what the BJP has done in the last 3 years that they've been in power. You tell us what the Congress has done when the Congress was in power.
I'm sorry, Zaka, your obsession of the mainstream media to ask opposition the question.
Arre Baba, first of all, it was a question asked by him. One second, Salman. First of all, it was a question asked by him. 2, I'm asking you, do you want to tell the people of Karnataka who are watching right now?
Listen to me. The people of Karnataka, when there was an election, the previous election, they gave more seats to Congress. Then the BJP came and stole the mandate.
No,
Even
Congress
then,
did not have
the
more
people
seats.
of
What is he
Karnataka
saying?
put more
The
faith
BJP was the single
in the
largest
Congress.
party. Come on,
Yeah.
Zaka, facts.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Again,
Wait a second.
You can't toil with facts.
Wait. Shehzad, wait. I'm not going to. You talk when it is your turn. Don't interrupt. Let me just say this.
Zaka, how can he say Congress got more seats?
People of Karnataka
factually not right. But anyway, go on, Salman. Yeah, make your point. Yeah.
There was a combined JDS and Congress
government. Yes.
Combined was greater than BJP.
It was post-poll. It was not pre-poll. Zaka,
Yes.
come on.
Yeah.
Fact check.
There is not a single time in Karnataka's history that that Karnataka's have given BJP an absolute mandate.
You haven't got from 1985 either. You also haven't got.
This time, they're going to be routed.
Both of these
Okay.
parties, both
So
Congress
Pratap
and
Kanagal,
JDS,
he's been wanting to come in
Let's
for a
talk
long time.
about development statistics. Let's talk about the people of Karnataka.
Pratap Kanagal has
First
been
of
wanting to
all,
come in. Yeah, Pratap. Yeah.
Yeah, Jaka, I'm so sorry to tell, but both of these gentlemen, from BJP or Karnataka, they hardly, BJP as well as Congress hardly knows anything about Karnataka politics. Nothing. They're just simply saying what all they want. See, first of all, let me tell you, yes, whatever, JDS and Congress formed the government, and whatever Shehzad said, 2013, yes, Congress got the simple majority. That's okay. So they doesn't know anything about Karnataka first. And once out, Shehzad said, about the metro, it was only 7 kilometers for him. Let me tell him that, when Kumaraswamy was a CM in 2006 to 2008, the first phase of metro itself was 22 kilometers is green line, and purple line is around 20 kilometers. So where is the 7 kilometer comes? I don't understand.
How many was actually constructed? You may have sanctioned 22 kilometers. How much was constructed by 2014? Please see the facts.
1 second, sir.
Achha, you tell me what you have done for Karnataka. I have told you what our government did. Why don't you name 5 things you did?
Coming to this, whatever the Gaali politics, let me tell you.
No, let's talk about what we've done for Karnataka. Let's talk about Karnataka ke liye kya kiya hai. Sir, I'll give you another example. Mahadai issue, the Congress president in 2007 said not a drop of water will come to Karnataka. What was your stand? You went and you stood with Sonia Gandhi. We resolved the Mahadai issue. Sonia Gandhi on record as Congress president in 2007 quoted in Tribune said that we will not give 1 drop of water to Karnataka. She stood with the other side. You tell me, is it true or not?
No, your own BJP government in Goa is saying that they will not release.
And despite that, the Mahadai issue has been solved.
Okay, you guys claim so many things. If you have solved what happened, nothing has happened. Okay, let me continue about this. What are the Gaali politics you are talking about?
Why don't you talk about what development you've done?
The elections are held, on the state leaders, not looking at the national leaders. So even BJP is smart in that case. That's why they didn't attack the state leader. That's why they choose Sonia Gandhi, so that it's not impact them. That's all. Okay. Otherwise, little impact over national leaders in Karnataka.
Okay.
Like people are emotional towards their leaders in state. Yes, if somebody would have attacked Yediyurappa with like that, yes, that would have been a very big issue, to be honest. Our BJP would have been attacked Mr. Kharge, and that would have been a very big, would have made a very big difference. I do agree. But in this one, they are trying to divert the issue. They are trying to divert the issues and just want to take the benefit out of it. They are diverting the issues.
Okay,
They don't want to
I'll
discuss
give
the development thing,
I'll
that's
give
all.
Nalin the final word. I got to wrap up after this. Nalin, I keep coming back to this. I think one thing that Karnataka will show is whether the BJP, which has been this, electoral, almost unstoppable juggernaut, whether there will be a spoke in that wheel. Perhaps for the first time, the Congress, in many state assembly elections in the last few years, perhaps for the first time, the Congress legitimately feels that it has an edge. Whether that edge will continue into election day and through into counting, we don't know. That's something that the people of Karnataka will tell us on the 13th. But in this issue, unlike in, let's say, Gujarat, where everybody knew that the BJP was leading and it was just a question of how big the margin of victory was going to be, I'm trying to get Nalin back. In Karnataka, they're saying it's a kate ki takkar. So even a small issue, which seemingly is small, could get blown up and could affect seats. Like, for example, the last time, in 2018, there were 70 seats that were won with a margin of less than 5,000 votes. So that could potentially be a very, very big thing in this round of election as well. And that's why this personal attack on Mr. Modi, even if it swings 5 or 10 seats, that's the difference between having a government with a full majority and having no government or having a khichdi sarkar. Nalin? All right, we'll try and go back to Nalin just a moment. Salman, you want to take that?
Zaka, just one line before that. I am waiting for both these gentlemen to tell us what their parties did for Karnataka. I have listed 10 things.
Sure, yeah.
Shehzad, you should not speak out of turn.
Viewers are also waiting.
Shehzad,
Salman, answer the question that I asked you. The difference between Karnataka and Gujarat is in Gujarat, everybody knew BJP was winning. It's a question of how big the margin was.
But
here, finally, after a long time, your party stands a chance. But you could potentially blow it, at least the differential of 5 or 10 seats, because that, I mean, in Karnataka it swings quite wildly, as you very well know. That's why this issue the BJP is latching on to.
Zaka, first, I mean, we have won a few statewide races in the recent past. It's not like, we won Madhya Pradesh and the BJP used money and muscle power to take that government away. We did well in Gujarat, Goa. They took that away.
No, I'm talking about recent, last 2 or 3 years, Salman. Not 2016, 17.
But in this particular election, there is, I don't know about what, where you're getting your information from, Zaka, but our information is that we're going to rout them.
Okay.
It's not we routing them per se. It is the people of Karnataka who are going to basically throw them out. Why? Because they're sick and tired of them.
Okay,
Now,
Nalin
remember
is back.
Remember how this whole thing started in some ways.
Okay.
That a person who was a BJP supporter.
If you are routing us, why you need support of SDPI?
He
why do you need support of SDPI?
He committed suicide.
Salman, why do you need support of SDPI?
Serious corruption allegations against the BJP.
There are no answers. It's just a script that they've been given.
Nalin, I'll give you the final word. Do you think that because it's a close election in Karnataka, where it's a kate ki takkar, as they say, even something which is seemingly small as this attack on Prime Minister Modi, the BJP is latching on to because they realize that margins can play a very, very important role. It's unlike Gujarat, where it was just a question of how big the BJP's victory was. No one ever thought that the BJP would lose the state of Gujarat, whereas in Karnataka, it's actually a neck-to-neck fight.
So in Karnataka, I think the election has been fought on local issues. I think, by the way, the question of FDI came up earlier in the debate. There are some FDI numbers here, and in 2021-22, Karnataka topped the FDI numbers of all states with a 187% growth. At the same time, but that was for 1 year. The numbers change every year. On the point that Shehzad made earlier, I think there are not that many examples of states where contractors' unions get up and start making allegations specifically, officially on the record. So I think the Congress is because the Congress in this election, it has a vibrant local unit compared to other states. It also has internal differences, just like the BJP has, but it's fighting an election on local issues. The BJP is looking at making it about wider issues and also banking on the Modi factor. And as in the last few days of the campaign, you will see much more of this tutu mema. You will see every attempt to get a brownie point, and certainly when it comes to Mr. Modi, that's something the BJP believes that any attack on him yields it benefits at least with a certain section of voters.
All right, we'll leave it at that. We'll see how this story plays out. It's going to be a fascinating election, this, in the state of Karnataka, and we'll be covering it right here on CNN News 18. May the 13th is going to be the big day, counting day.